on, folks? Well, it is race day and I am just kicking back, relaxing. The car is all set up, ready to race. Got the GoPro on there. Hopefully I'll remember to turn it on. And got my canopy set up. Well, Chad's canopy, but he's letting me borrow it. And got the trailer out here all set up, ready to race. Today is pre-night fire warm-up. Night fire is where they have the jet dragsters and the wheelie standers and all that stuff. That's happening in the first weekend in August, but this is a warm-up before then to get everybody ready for that. I won't be able to participate in that one because I have other duties that require my attention, so unfortunately it is what it is. But today we'll be out here gonna get some racing done, and we'll be in the super shifter class, so the manual transmission class, and we'll give it a go. We'll see how I actually do competing versus just like testing tunes. So I suck at the light. Last weekend I got like a 0.06 reaction time, so not terrible, but definitely probably not going to win any prizes with that, but we'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. And I also talked to the tech guy, the main tech guy here, and asked about putting nitrous on this. And the reason why I was thinking about doing nitrous because my intake air temps are starting to get a little high, about 142 I saw last weekend, and so I got a little concerned about that. And I did some research, and it's 50-50. Some say that's really high, and some say that ain't shit. I don't know. We'll see. But so I asked him what all I have to do safety-wise in order to be able to run nitrous. And he's like, with your current combination, nothing, because you already have a fire jacket, gloves, helmet, all that stuff. Yeah, until you hit 11 O's or 1099 with the nitrous, you're fine. It's like, all right, cool. I was thinking about doing a bigger intercooler. I'll show you mine. It's a dainty little thing, but because I have no fenders, no hood, no any of that thing, it's 22-inch core, 7 inches tall by 2.5 inches thick, so it's pretty dainty for what I'm doing with it, but it does a good job. And so I was looking at upgrading to a bigger intercooler, and it'd be about $200, which is not terrible. I mean, $200 for an intercooler, it's not bad at all. One that's proven to work with another Miata guy that goes a lot faster. So, but I got to think is like, for another $200, so for $400 total, I can run a nitrous setup and do a 35 or 50 horsepower shot. That's going to cool my intake air temperatures down considerably, as well as giving me more power above and beyond what the cooling is with the additional oxygen that's being introduced. So yeah, I think that's a heck of a way to go, and that's what I'm going to end up doing. So I'm going to buy a nitrous kit and get that installed, and then I'll have big bottle here, or maybe I'll just buy another bottle, and so I'll have 2 bottles here, link them together, 2 10-pound bottles linked together. That's going to last a long time, especially just like a little 35 shot. About maybe once every 5 race days I'd have to fill them up. So, but all right, well, I will see you in the stage lanes, and we'll see how bad I humiliate myself.
We've worked hard and spent a lot of money on dialing in all the signals. It's quite an easy thing to accomplish, but we now have multiple units. Like I said, 103.9 or 87.7, the 2 options. And we're glad that we've got an optional way to reach everybody, that we've continued fine-tuning. It seems like over the last 2.5 years, we're continuing to
all set up. We got everything is the same as last weekend. We got the boost controller 24%, launch controls at 6,000 RPM. Yeah, it's pretty hot out. 87 degrees. Current DA is 5,200 feet. Our base elevation is 2,700 feet. So I guess we'll see what happens. First run of the day. Okay, wow, my GoPro shut off. That was pure garbage. Holy crap, it's spun so bad in first gear. 206, 60 foot, 897 to 8th, ran 1342 or 1344 at 112. Yeah, that was just junk. I spun so hard off the line. I gotta look at the log, see what it says, but there it is. I don't know. We'll see what happened. Man. Alright, so I just had a tech guy come and talk to me and saying that GoPros, well, NHRA has passed a rule saying that GoPros cannot be suction cupped to anywhere outside the body. And so I had one up here in the center of the windshield. And so that was a no-go. And then I had the one I'm talking to you on sticky padded to the car, and he said if it was an enclosed car it can be mounted to a bar inside the car, but seeing as how my car is not enclosed, he said that that's no-go as well. So looks like today's going to be very limited on video. So but that last pass I spun like a son of a bitch. Holy cow, it was so bad. Now one thing that was different from my 1147 run last weekend, it was the same power, same everything, same launch RPM, but my tires were at 12 psi and I had them at 17 psi. Didn't work. So we're gonna drop them back down to 12, see if that works. And yeah, I don't know. Oh, and another thing about the whole intake air temperature thing, yeah, I was looking at my log on my 1147 pass, and I noticed that it was pulling 5 degrees for like a good portion of the run. I was like, well, why is it doing that? So I did some poking and prodding around in my tune, and come to find out that I have an IAT, or manifold air temp retard table, and at 140 degrees of intake air temp or manifold air temp, it would pull 5 degrees, and so that's exactly what it did. So for that good portion of that 1147 run, it was pulling 5 degrees. So I was down from 15 degrees down to 10 degrees. So I mean, that's a pretty decent amount of power. So who knows what that run would have been. So I got rid of that. You know, like I said before, 140, I don't think it's that bad. Now, if it was up around 180, 190, yeah, that'd be pretty bad. So, but yep, hopefully we get a clean pass this next one, and I'll just keep everything the same other than drop the tire pressure down to 12 psi and send it, and we'll see what happens. So yeah, the 1342, that ain't gonna cut it. So alright guys, I'll see you in the next one. Alright, so that didn't go very well. I dropped the tire pressure down to 10 psi. It hooked off the line. I got a 164 60 foot and a 4.8 to the 330, and yeah, I probably didn't make it much past the 60 foot because I tried to go from second to third. I could not get it into third. I tried a bunch of times, bounced off the rev limiter. I was like, after whatever, put in fourth gear, just rode it out all the way back to the pits. Yeah, so pretty sure the reason why about that is because I have these AWR mounts, and they're really stiff. See if you can see them here. Those are the ones I got. Those are the ones I got, and they're super stiff and cause a lot of NVH, noise, vibration, harshness, and it was just too much. So I took one out, and I took the driver's side out and just put in a stock rubber one. Well, now the whole thing flexes so much when I'm shifting, when I'm racing, that I couldn't find third gear. So today's not my day, so I don't know what to do. I may just put it on wastegate, and because I know that'll do a 1250, but man, I still don't know. You gotta dial it all the time. So last weekend I ran on just wastegate, and it ran at 1250, so it was about 15 pounds of boost. Thinking about doing the same thing again, just so I, you know, that's what I know, because I didn't get any good information on today. So and next run is the first round. So, and my reaction time was a 250, super slow. I had a good one, good 60 foot. But I don't know, we'll see. But I'll see you in the next clip. Alright, so we finally got some good news. I made it through the first round. I won my race. The guy dialed a 1274 and I dialed a 1250, so it's a split tree, so I should have been chasing him. Well, I left and got to the 8th mile, or a little before, and I was like, where is this guy? I was like, I'm supposed to be chasing him. And so I looked back and I seen him. He finally starts coming up. I was like, oh shit, I gotta go. So I get on the gas, and I made sure I crossed the line before he did. But here's the dial on the one on the left, car number 78. But yeah, so the 8th mile I ran a 746. I was down 15 miles an hour, and then in the quarter mile I ran 1279, and 95 I was down 17 miles an hour. Yeah, I usually run a 112, but my reaction time was a .085, and he had a 0.7. So yeah, he was super snoozing on the line. I don't know. Cool, I'll take it. I'll take the win. So now I'll wait around for the second round to be called, and we'll go give it hell again. Yeah, I guess I'll just keep the 1250 dial in. I don't know what this thing will run. Seeing as how my time trials were garbage. So, but yeah, I'll keep you updated.
A little rematch from 3 weeks ago.
All right, well, I am out. I red lit, and if I hadn't red lit, I'd have had it. I'd have had him, because he broke out, and I could have just sat right next to him and still probably would have ran my number. So about a 1250, I went 115 red. I deep staged to where the top pre-stage light went out, and I talked about doing that earlier with my buddy Anthony, and it's like, if I do that, I can just leave lazy and I should cut a pretty good light. Well, I left like a madman, and yeah, red lit really good. So but yeah, you see he dialed a 1499, I dialed a 1250. He ended up running a 1476. I ran 1234, and yeah, is what it is. I suck. So, but it's time to go home now. So I'll pack everything up. I'll get the car switched over to street trim and go home. So anyways, thanks for following me along on this journey, and I'll see you in the next one.